Hi everyone, this is Bill. Got an Ile-De-France ewe lamb in here. Just thought I'd show it to you live what it's like when they birth and how they respond as a mother. Set him off. His head was twisted down under there. Anyway, this ewe here, she's a embryo transfer ewe from Medicine Ridge from about 20 years ago. Karen got that embryo out of the tank and produced this ewe, and then I bought her from Karen in 2022 when I bought all the ewes from up there. So this is actually her 5th lambing. She would be my white line, and then she was bred to the ram lamb that I kept back last year. That was in my shearing video last summer. So this is actually the first lamb of his that's hit the ground this year. While she's doing her job cleaning that one up, I'll show you over here. I had one that lamb just right before she did, and her lamb's already up and going. This is a 4-year-old ewe that I imported from Canada as well, and she's my green line. She's probably the thickest green line ewe I have. The lamb turned out really thick too. You can see his nice wide neck on him. Big boy. It's going to be a nice stout ram lamb. Kind of come around the back, you can see the thickness of her back. These ewes, when they're lambing, they've been really calm. The first year, not so much. I guess I'm hands-on with my sheep around them a lot, and so it keeps them pretty calm. I don't like to have them wild. And I hand feed most of the time. Sometimes they get bales, but big bales, excuse me. But hand feeding them their hay, I think, just helps get them to come up to you. And then last night I got my first set of triplets. It was, I guess, about the same time, maybe just a little bit earlier. So I've been getting a lot more in the daytime now. Anyway, she's a red line ewe that I imported from Canada. I know the lighting's not very good over here. It's getting dark outside now. I was hoping these ewes would lamb just a little bit sooner when the sun was really shining, and then you could really see. But this red line ewe here, she's a 4-year-old. She's had twins the last 2 years for me. She had twin ram lambs her first year, and I kept one back, and then last year she had a nice set of ewe lambs. So I kept both of them, and then these here in this triplet litter is 1 boy and 2 girls, so I'll be definitely keeping them girls back again. Yeah, it's too dark over there, but anyway, I just wanted to show you how lambing's going. Got down to just 8 left in here now with these 2 dropping, and so tomorrow I gotta get more in here, fill it up again. It's darn cold last night and had water freeze and worked on that half the day, so it's kind of nice to be back in the lambing shed where it's a little warmer. Yeah, this ewe has a history of having singles, but this year she's huge, so I don't know if she's having twins or if she's gonna have triplets, but you be the judge. Look at that. She's already dropped one and still has a pretty good stomach on her. Maybe she'll just have a nice set of twins. But that lamb is definitely on the smaller side, so who knows, maybe she'll have 3. I really don't care for them to have triplets. I just like twins. While we're letting her take care of her lamb, I'll show you in the big mixing group, and then dark, but I got pens all down the side here, and then mixing group, we got all the babies. When I fed the ewes, the lambs were running around playing, so I made a little short. Kind of had a learning curve on that. I thought taking a short video the other day, I could post it as a short, and then found out that you got to have the phone vertical unless somebody knows another trick, but that's what I found out. So I made a nice short of the lambs playing together, so I'll be able to get that posted on YouTube as well. Yeah, it's been a pretty good lambing season so far, other than the cold weather, but it makes it very tolerable when I have this building. Any guesses? Going to be a boy or a girl? Little girl. All right. Since I've had her, all she's ever had for me is girls. So thanks, Karen, for selling me a ewe that just keeps having girls all the time. That really helps grow that white line, because she's the base of it. I got her and her 2 daughters already, and now I'll have this daughter. But having that old embryo transfer bloodline, I was happy, so that way I could create that 8th line. So this is going to work out good. Overall, the ones I imported from Canada, I've been getting about half boys, half girls, which is great. But the other ones that are my purebreds are having mostly boys. So I'm not going to have too many purebred ewe lambs that don't look like, I mean, I'm maybe half done with them, but the first half of them was, oh geez, probably 65-70% boys. If this video gets too long for some of you, please just grab the little deal on the bottom where you can slide it over and just speed up through the video, but otherwise I was going to kind of let it play live speed for anyone that doesn't have any experience with the Ile-De-France, so they can see what the lambing process is like on typical Ile-De-France. Hopefully it won't run too long. Hopefully she'll want to start to have another lamb before too long. This way we have the timer going. It kind of gives us an idea from when she had that first one till she'll have another one. And that varies by you, of course. Well, now that I got the... Now it's too dark to see there, but I was going to say, now that I got those triplets up, they all want to eat. I hope everyone that lambs where there's cold weather is faring well. I know it gets tough when you get way below zero and get that wind blowing. We got 3 more nights of cold and then it's going to warm up. That little guy, he's up there trying to get his first meal. He was born just minutes here before this ewe that I started the video with. I see that's little ram lamb, but last year she had one of each. The ram lamb went to South Dakota and I kept the ewe lamb. Really nice ewe lamb. The year before she had a single, very, very, very nice ewe lamb. And because I was trying to recoup my big investment I had to make from Canada, I sold her to a guy, so I didn't end up keeping her. But that first year I got these so late in the year that I got them on September 14th and I wanted to breed on September 15th. Well, by the time we got them home from Canada and I got to bed, or walked in the house, excuse me, it was like 11:59, so it was about midnight. So the next day I thought, I'm not gonna stress the sheep out trying to get them into breeding groups, so I'll wait till the next day. So I put them with rams on September 16th, but I only got 2 mature rams from Karen, so I just put them with the mature ewes and split them up and held the ram lambs back to breed the ewe lambs that year. So she actually didn't get bred like the line she's supposed to be in. So that's one reason why I let that ewe lamb go too, that she had that year. Just because I didn't want to have my lines kind of cross-contaminated. Plus, like I said, trying to recoup the money. So it's all right, but she sure has nice thick lambs. There, he found it. I can hear him nursing away and getting that tail going. Oh, come off, and then he bunted aggressively. They have good vigor. I said that before, but I like to see them get right up and get nursing. There, he found it again. Hopefully this time he'll hang right on. While he's nursing, I'll show you back over there. That lamb's starting to get up now. Mom's cleaning her up. I always figured if I got to be out in the lambing barn for one, I should have more than one lambing. Make it worth my time rather than just being out here for one all the time. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera or not, but he sure got his mouth going, sucking hard. Well, so over here she's kind of getting active. Apologize if this gets too long. I promise I won't do this to anyone again, make you sit here through a whole video of not much going on, but just for those that really want to see what the Ile-De-France sheep are like when they're lambing, this gets you up close and personal. Like I said though, if it gets a little boring to you, grab that deal underneath the video and slide it over until you start to see a little more action again, and then you can start watching again if you want. I promise I won't blame you. Getting her nest. Anyone want to bet she's getting close to having her second one? I hate that they do that nesting though. It just tears the bedding up. It gets muck right up to the top. I'm going to try something different next year though. I'm going to make a doorway in the end of my lambing building and try to put 3 of my raised decks in here so it can be warm and lamb on them and eliminate all this straw. Plus I'd be able to pack more sheep in here because you can have a higher stocking rate on that plastic flooring than you can on the straw. So I got plans to do a lot of remodeling here during the summer. We'll see how it goes. Originally I wanted a shed that the whole thing was plastic flooring because I toured one down at Harlan, Iowa, and ever since I really wanted my own. But to build one, it was going to run around $220,000 to $230,000, and I couldn't justify that. I'd rather spend the money I did on the genetics and get by like I am. I would love to just lamb on pasture and raise them on pasture, but two big culprits that everyone deals with are worms, especially in the lambs and especially in the lactating ewe, and predators. We tried a couple dogs. One dog, he was raised around sheep, but then he wasn't around sheep for quite a while. So he did fine fending off the predators, but he didn't want to stay with the sheep. So we had to keep him where there was woven, then he would try to get under it. So we put a little hot wire on the bottom just to keep him in there. But then I had to use one fall because they had fall lambs in the field grazing the waterway and around the fence lines. And at night, something killed one of the lambs, and I just found a tiny little piece of its head out in the waterway. And the dog was nowhere to be found. We found him in a barn. I thought, oh God, that don't work. So we went and paid good money, got a really nice dog crossed with a couple breeds. And when we had him out with the ewes, next thing we know, lambs were getting eaten. And we thought, well, maybe they're dead at birth. I'm thinking maybe not either though, because soon we found lambs that had their ears chewed off them while they were still alive. And one was so bad that chewed the ear off right into the side of its head. And when it healed, I'm gonna be quiet so I don't disturb her here, and then I'll tell you. Anyway, when that lamb's ear healed, there wasn't even a hole left where the ear was. The skin just grew right over. And so we tried different things, triangle dangle on the front of him and different things. But I've just never been a big fan of dogs after our 2 experiences. And I know some people just love dogs, but I just didn't have good experiences with them. But I really like the sheep, so I just lamb like this in the building and have ram lambs early enough in the year that people can still use them. But my ewe lambs are going to lamb as yearlings starting April 10th on into May there. And then in May I will put them out on pasture to let them raise their lambs. And I've done this before, and at night I bring them back into the yard and put them on the concrete lot for the night. So I'll do that again. I know I have a couple people that would like to pick genetics on how they do out on that grass. This little guy over here, he's still getting that meal. He was born hungry. I'm thinking she might only be having a single this year. She's been alternating for Karen and myself. Single, twins, single, twins, single. No, maybe it was, that's right, she's only 4, so it was twins, and then a single, and then last year twins, and now back single, that's right. But she just alternated. You never know, she could still have another one, but she's not progressing like this other ewe is, so that's what makes me believe that she could just have the one. But if anyone raised sheep, they know what I'm talking about. But if you're new to sheep, I've had to use that wait like an hour between, so you just never know. But this ewe here, she seems like she's getting pretty close. Now her lamb's starting to get up. That little girl's trying to get some milk of her own. Got her little mouth going. Mom's telling her, sorry, I want you to nurse, but I feel like I'm going to have another one. feet. I've noticed over the years, most of the time they'll have a clear water bag, then the lamb, and then the dark water bag, kind of a reddish water bag. So for any of you beginners, that doesn't always happen, but as a general rule, that's what I've seen over the years, and I've been doing this a long time. So general rule is clear bag, lamb, and then a dark bag, like a blood colored bag. When I say blood though, I don't mean like bright red, it's more like a purplish. That's how friendly my sheep are. There's one laying right under me. Now, they must be able to tell when I'm in here not trying to hurt them or disturb them, and they're calm as can be, because if I was trying to catch them, they'd be flying around this pen so fast that it'd be all I could do to catch them. But they must just be able to sense what I'm doing around them and know if they should try to flight or if they're okay. Yeah, I'm afraid this he was only having a single because she decided my lamb got its belly full, I'm going to the bunk to eat. Because she had that lamb right when it was feeding time, so she missed her supper. Good news is, well, you can probably see it a little bit, but over here in the dark alley you can see the top of the hay box. It's full and waiting. When I put her in the lambing jug, I will give her her hay for the night. And just like that one on that pen back there. That's the back side of it. So she'll get her supper, she just has to wait a little bit longer. Little girl's gonna give it a try again. I hope this extra long video that I promise I won't make again, like I said, is very educational for some of you that have never raised sheep before. And if you have raised sheep before and you watched it all the way through just because you wanted to see how the Ile-De-France do, thank you for doing that too. That way you can kind of see what the breed's like. Mama's at the bunk and he's still trying to get more. Well, that's breech lamb. I'll let her settle down and see if I can run a camera and pull a breech lamb at the same time. Good thing about having straw is well, I can say I usually take it. I usually take the straw and tickle up in their nose, but this one started going. All right, we got a little boy. That's the first time she's ever had a boy. So we got one each. Guess when I watch it back, we'll see how my filming skills are. We're trying to do something at the same time. I'm a novice to this. Like I said, I'm not doing this to be some YouTube sensation. I'm just doing it to show the Ile-De-France sheep and kind of how things go with them and let people aware how they are, especially here in the United States. I know in Canada, a lot more farmers have experience with the Ile-De-France, but here in the United States, there's hardly anyone that has experience with them. So this is just letting everyone kind of see the ins and outs and what the Ile-De-France are like. City mop. Yeah, he started breathing just before I did that, but a lot of times if they don't want to breathe, I just take the end of that piece of straw and tickle up inside their nose, and they start moving their head and coughing. Take a big breath and blow the bubbles out. So anyone that needs a trick, or any new producer that has never heard of that, it's been working good for me. I've been doing it for years. I don't even remember who told me, but it definitely works. Some people would let that ewe just have that lamb on her own even when it's breech, but I feel better if I just help pull them out in one nice smooth pull rather than letting the ewe push in halfway out, and then that cord potentially could break and then they take a breath while they're inside. If I'm here, I just feel like, why chance it? I don't pull a lot of lambs, but if I'm around and I see that, I'm definitely gonna make sure that I take that chance out of the equation. Well, this ewe's bag wasn't tremendously swelled up, so I'm going to guess that she's probably just having twins, but you never know. But I think I'll just go ahead and wrap this video up right here, and if she ends up having triplets, I'll just put it in the comments, or I might actually put it in the description of the video, or maybe both. That way if anyone is wondering the outcome of it, they can see. But I'm pretty sure that she's probably gonna just have twins, but you never know. But if she has triplets, I'll let you know. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was so long. Hopefully that those that wanted to see it appreciate it being this long though. Talk to you in the future. Bye.